Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the very first episode of Cocktails and Convos. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and hopefully you do stick with us as we continue to grow through this process and this platform. So as you watch this episode, just please keep in mind the fact that with every new project, there are some growing pains. So just blow past all of those little technical issues and all of the all the little glitchy stuff as we will get better. So hopefully you tune in, hopefully you come back, like, subscribe, share, and please feel free to leave comments or reach out to me directly if there's anything in particular that you may want to talk about, or if you want to come on an episode and come have some cocktails and conversations with us. So enjoy this very first episode. Welcome to Cocktails and Convos. This is our very first episode. We were going to do something else. I know a lot of people might have been expecting a conversation about connection and relationships, but we're going to reschedule that one with the election coming up in the next 6 days. We thought it was important to just kind of go over a little bit of that and talk about, just politics. So right now I'm going to introduce our guest. We have Beverly.
Hello. Hi. Hi, I'm Beverly.
Okay, what are you drinking today, Beth?
Beverly is drinking Bullet Bourbon on the rocks. I added a little splash of ginger beer just to kind of give it a little tang. That's what I enjoy. So that's great drinking.
All right. And Cedric?
Yes. Hi, how are you doing? Yes, I'm drinking Bullet Bourbon as well. The drink is old fashioned.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. All right, so today we are, like I said, we're going all into politics. So with our first segment, we are just kind of covering about the candidates themselves. What do you guys think about Donald Trump?
Matter of fact, being that I'm the only guy, I guess I'll take the lead. I read his book, The Art of the Deal.
Uh-huh.
You have to give kudos to a guy who can make a phone call and get approved for $500 million in 2 minutes.
He's literally...
But he already had that kind of money, though.
But I'm saying, just to have that ability, you still got to.
But how does that relate to him as a presidential candidate?
I mean, because at the end of the day, that's what I heard a lot of people say that they're willing to. A lot of black people say that they're willing to vote for him because
he can get loans when he's already $400 million.
I'm saying the fact that Trump makes money, and as far as the opportunity that Trump would give other people the opportunity to make money, as far as the smaller man on the totem pole, this was their beliefs.
Is this your belief or their beliefs? Because
I want to hear for the others, or are you speaking for yourself?
I'm just speaking from a general standpoint.
Okay.
As far as my belief, when I read his book, like when I seen the stuff that he did, as far as his dad had a little bit of money, then he came in how he came up, and he was just a guy that could really make deals. As far as that skating ring that they got,
none of his businesses have ever been successful. Not a single one.
Not one.
His most successful thing was when he was on The Apprentice.
Yes.
Bingo.
So I'm trying to understand,
how's he still relevant though?
Because he's the president right now.
My point is that, but how did he get there?
Because he was on The Apprentice.
And that's the only reason why.
That's the only reason why. That was the last relevant thing that he was doing prior to him running for office.
I'm sorry. You have to realize that most people would not have known who Donald Trump was if it wasn't for the show The Apprentice. Particularly most of his Republican friends, the followers from the mountain. Those people.
Yeah, so it just seems like he has been able to convince people that he is successful.
Yes.
When anybody who knows him will tell you otherwise.
Yes.
So I guess I'm just confused when it comes to people, especially in the black community, to where people are hanging on to this ideal of him that's not even true.
Valid. Yeah.
Perception is everything.
Yeah, so so I'm asking, what is your specific opinion, not what the people say?
Oh, so my opinion of Donald Trump, like any other president, is he's nothing but a puppet.
A puppet to who?
A puppet to the powers that be, the people that really run the world. Like the president, that's a job. You're filling a position. You're the face. You're not really the one that can pull strings. Because once I realized that Congress can pass a bill without the president can't pass a bill without Congress,
right,
that showed me who really was in power.
But that hasn't even remotely been what's been happening at all. He has been like
Perception
wrecking shop and running shit through.
Perception wants,
Especially because he's got Mitch McConnell holding up everything to where it's like they are running it. And it's a lot of stuff that people are not paying attention to that's being done behind the scenes. They're like, with all of the people that he has in his cabinet positions, like as far as even over like the education board with Betsy DeVos, she is chopping money from all schools, right? So that the kids who already have an up are getting more funding. So all the urban schools and the schools where there's like black kids, they're getting everything cut.
I'm telling you right now, it's still at the end of the day, I strongly feel that he's not doing anything that the people that are in real power are not allowing. That's my opinion.
Okay, so who are you saying is the one that's in control? If you had to pinpoint a person who is in total control over Donald Trump and is saying like, oh, hey, you're not going to be able to do this, who is that person?
What? Who they say? Rothschild? Like
the Rothschilds.
Yeah, like old money. Like, I mean, yeah, if you it goes all the way back to the Great Gatsby. Like the whole thing, like old money don't play with new money. Like that, like, you know, like Jay-Z can't never be.
But Donald Trump's family is old money as well.
I know, but the whole thing about it is that at the end of the day, the whole powers that be, the people that are already in position, the people that already predict this, the people that got the stock market rules and already know how it's gonna go, because they the one that control it.
Okay. So again, I'm just gonna like bring it back to like what the question actually was, because we're talking about Donald Trump as a presidential candidate.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Bevs?
What you think, Beverly?
She's like, I think he's a bitch.
I think he's a bitch. I think he's a bitch. I think he's a bitch because he doesn't give two shits about anybody but himself and his money
And people
and
got
his
money.
friends that have money. So much so that I wish that I had the power to let all my homies out of jail. I would love to.
Right.
I would love to release all my friends. But I can't. I don't have that kind of power. Even if I was a wealthy woman, I still wouldn't have that power because I ain't the damn president of the United States.
You're right.
Bingo.
And I'm black.
And you know,
It's a real thing.
it is a real thing.
It is a very real thing. And he's running amok. He's turned us into the laughing stock of the world. And that's what's embarrassing for me. It's just like, not only am I a female, I'm a black female. I'm from the United States of America. So I can't possibly have any morals because the person that's running our country has no morals. I can't possibly have any dignity because he has zero.
You're right. And I think like the fact that he has none is like bringing everybody else out the woodworks who also have none.
Oh, of course.
So it's like right now we're getting a sense of
What's
all
really
of those
going on.
people.
These people.
Like the people that have been just like underlying and have been just kind of like hanging out underneath, you know, like underneath the scene.
And then a lot of those people are people that we know.
Oh, I know.
Most of them are.
You know it.
And those people, they were shielded by silence, right, for so long. And now, because he's unleashed the Kraken to the world, literally,
That's your choice of words?
yes,
It's out of
It's
control.
out of control. It's not. You don't
Okay,
think it's out of control?
okay.
It is
So,
out of control.
I mean, so time out. So people showing their true colors about what they feel and what they believe towards you. That's out of control.
Okay. I'm not going to say that that's out of control. I guess I would say the rate in which it is going on. Because before, people weren't going to just walk up to you and cough in your face.
You're right.
You don't do that now.
People are doing that
People
now.
are doing it.
Oh no.
Yes, they are, darling.
They are.
You need to read the hell what's going on out here. These people are out here so bold and brazen with their behavior and their antics that they were not doing before. They were shielded by the white sheep, most of them. They stay in the mountains. They had black friends. No, the farmer that's on your land is not your black friend. Okay?
Yeah.
The chick that's in the kitchen cooking the collard greens is not your
He's
black friend.
like a glorified indentured servant.
I mean, truly, exactly that.
That's exactly what it
And
is.
so people are just out here just doing things that they would not have ever done before. Because, and also with the police, go ahead and bang them on the head when you put them in the car. It's okay. It's not okay. This
Stand
is what
down and stand by.
This is what
Proud people.
exactly.
And you're
people.
100% right, and I think that's like one of my biggest concerns with what it is. To answer your question, no, it's not necessarily a bad thing for people to be out in the open exactly who they say that they are. But when it comes at a danger to
Others.
my son,
Yes.
then yes, that does become an issue for me, because it's like our freedoms of like freedom of speech and all this and all that is not 100%. right?
Anyway.
So it's not, you don't just get to be out here reckless and endangering everybody else, because your freedoms do not come at the benefit, like they don't come at me losing mine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there has to be a balance there. But now, like, these people are just out here, they're running amok, shooting paintballs at like Black Lives Matter protesters and stuff like that, to where it's like, all of these things that people are doing, had it been anybody black, Donald Trump is literally on TV praising the fact that homeboy was like gunned down in the street recently. He's praising that, but then turning around and saying, "Oh, the Proud Boys, like, I don't even know who they are, but just stand back and stand by." And then it blows my mind that black men, of all people, that are out here supporting him, to where it's
don't
like,
know who the standby boys. It ain't you, my brother.
No. So look, okay. I mean, so far as for the people that know, I mean, if it's gonna be that anyway, then it's just like, far as in these people that's in position, they looking at it from a money standpoint. That's all I heard. That's all I heard.
Have you heard this from any wealthy men?
Yeah, I don't heard it from wealthy men. I heard it from people that's in the fictitious middle class, figure of your imagination, because it's either you got it or you don't. It ain't no in between.
Mm-hmm.
So ain't no middle class no more.
I believe
so
that.
for people to say that, that's a figment of your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
It's either you up or you down,
Yeah.
or you just hanging on like anybody else. The right slip can take you out.
You're right. And I think but so just statistically speaking, people are doing worse now than they were before, especially when COVID hit, right? So once Trump inherited an economy that was thriving and was growing, I mean, all he had to do was basically sustain that. There's not anything that he has particularly done.
Oh no, he has done things.
What?
He's created more jobs for women and for minorities. That's what he's done.
Is that true?
This is what he said.
Oh, I'm
himself.
like, is that accurate?
No, he says he said.
Okay.
He said it in the debate the other night.
Yeah, just like he also said he was the least racist person in the room.
I mean,
so that blew my mind. I just sat
there and was like, what is happening?
Look,
I was shocked.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, when I think of Donald Trump, when I think about his movement, like, okay, like, you got a whole movement, and it's strategic, and it is basically like it was the logical thing to do. The whole MAGA movement, like, can't nobody come to me and say to me that like this has nothing to do with racism. Can't nobody come to me and say that, and I look at any black person that wear that or represent that, like, you're stupid.
I smile when I say it.
I'm just like,
it blows
that's
my
you
mind
spitting.
every single. I just have to.
Like,
I just have
you
to.
wearing that hat,
deflect.
or I mean, so like, okay, so like, it's like you supporting Donald Trump for whatever reason you support, but for you to put that on, you spit in your ancestors' face.
Yes,
because everybody who got common sense, who a blind man, whatever knows that is a racist and a hatred movement. Ain't nothing else behind that.
So it's like, when was America great for black people or people of color?
When was America great? Period. It was before the fucking bus pulled up with all the slaves on it. Okay.
Right. Okay. So what do we think about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris?
First thing first.
Ooh, can I go first this time?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, black and white. Okay, look at you.
I said this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried about Joe. I'm
you did. We had this conversation.
I'm very clear about who I voted for. I voted for the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
All right.
That's funny.
No,
Oh,
listen.
Okay. I was like, what's going on here? But I feel like Joe ain't gonna make it.
Everybody feels.
I feel like Kamala is going to be our first black female president because Joe is going to kick the bucket. And I hate that because I want Joe to stay in there and hang in there. But watching him talk in the debates, and I believe it was you that told me he had a stuttering issue. Mm-hmm. So that kind of quells my anxiety a little bit. But I was still very much concerned because he seemed to know but not know what he was going to say. And maybe that's attributed to the stutter.
Yeah. I'm
hoping that's what it was. I got a little worried.
I would be willing to say 100% that's what it is.
I was a little worried.
100%.
But like, I think that she's what he's not.
She is amazing to me.
I love her. She's
like
very strong. She
Mm-hmm.
can sit across from the biggest jackass in the room and smile.
Yep.
And keep her composure no matter how many times he insults her.
That is a skill that I would love to have.
Skill.
Like, I'm dying to get a skill like that.
I'm working on it.
She does it so gracefully. and just like she's so eloquent with
She
everything that she
is.
does, and I love her. Like I would have voted for her.
She's
for
like
president.
a female Obama.
Absolutely, I think she's got that same
Je ne sais quoi. Yes, yes.
She has that same.
Yes.
She is.
She is.
She has that it factor. Whatever it is, she.
Joe doesn't have
has
it though. Bless his heart. Joe.
Joe doesn't have it,
But
but
it's okay. He needs her.
he needs her.
Just like Obama. I can't say Obama needed him, but he needed
No.
Obama.
Obama
didn't need him.
No, Obama could have had anybody.
This
Anybody.
is true.
No,
But
he
Joe
couldn't
got
have
a
had
little hood.
anybody. Give Joe a little bit of credit.
I'm just saying.
Joe, what did Joe do?
Like Obama could have had
say that.
anybody.
I'm just saying. Like I think Obama could have had anybody as a running mate.
I'm just
Anybody like decent, and would have still done that because he was the it factor there.
Exactly.
He was the one carrying that.
I agree.
Because it's like even now, like I saw that Joy Reid is doing a special on, she's doing like a special podcast on Kamala Harris about who she is. You know what I mean? Because everybody like is still hanging on to her old like record as a prosecutor, which we'll get into a little bit later. But you know, I think she is actually just phenomenal.
Yes,
Phenomenal.
I agree.
Phenomenal.
I agree. And I love that she doesn't wear a dress.
I do too.
Put the pants on, girl. You working with the big boys. It's all right.
I like the fact that as shallow as it sounds, I do appreciate the fact that she's still like so well put together when she is out here with them, and the fact that she jogged down the plane steps in some Timbs and her little jacket. Like,
Right.
I was like, yes, girl.
Okay.
She was amazing. She was
Okay.
beautiful.
Okay,
Yes.
so look, so matter of fact, far as her as a prosecutor, what are your thoughts about that? Far as
We're
what she-
getting that later.
Oh, we're gonna get to that later. Okay, so yeah, so it's funny that you said the Timbs because okay, so like let's just go ahead and make this known. They said that she brought it back into style. Timbs have never left.
Who said that?
Like that's what
It's
the
a white person that said it.
Yeah,
That's why.
like,
It's
the
like,
news
listen.
and
What
the
were you
tabloid.
listening to?
Yeah,
Where
I-
are you getting your news
the
from?
news and the tabloids like they
Okay,
said something.
that's
because,
that's where you went wrong.
No,
Tabloids.
that ain't where I went wrong because like you just said you just made a whole segment about her walking down the stairs with her little jacket.
You're
and her
right,
Timbs.
because what other politician jogs down the steps in Timbs and jeans and a jacket? Because most of them are all in like suits and ties all the time. And so that to me was like, she is a real person, a real ass black woman, first of all.
that
And
make her a real black woman because she just
Absolutely.
came downstairs in Timbs.
I think just her as a being.
As a being, as
Is-
an
is
entity
a
on her
black
own,
woman.
she holds herself to. I
Yeah.
can imagine, like I take pride in my children watching this woman and my little girls that look like her. Okay, you know, some of us like, some of us ain't.
Yeah.
My little girls that look like her can see this woman
Yeah.
and see that okay, she did all this and she's the vice president of the United States. I can do it too.
You're right.
Okay.
And
Okay.
can still like
And I can
dress it
still
down.
have a good time. And I don't have to hold on to this
All the
antiquated
time.
view of what
Yeah.
a woman is supposed to look like. You know, I'm supposed to wear a dress every time I'm in the presence of men or in the public eye.
Yeah.
Cross my legs this way. No,
Yeah.
she has on that pantsuit. She's put together. She has her makeup done, her hair done. Everything is flawless.
jewelry is
What's wrong with her wearing a dress?
Why does she have to, though?
I mean, but what is wrong with her wearing?
No,
a dress?
there's
There's
nothing
nothing
wrong
wrong
with
with
her.
it. She
But what I'm
chose
saying,
to.
I appreciate the fact that she hasn't done it.
Yeah.
Because most women, most female politicians wear dresses, the skirts, the
The
what's that?
pants, like the
So the pants just state that
Yes.
I'm coming to play with the big boys.
no.
I mean, like,
I think
No.
to
Like, what is the
me,
plan
it
I
was the
think
same
it's just
thing.
taking the
as, like,
antiquated view of
you're
way
right,
from
but
women.
it's even
What
similar
we're
to like
supposed to look
how
like.
even similar
no,
to
no,
how like
I'm saying
Hillary
that
Clinton,
basically
though.
just that I come to play. Like, yeah, like
Okay, so my take on this whole thing about like dresses and stuff, and I think it's a lot of the same reason why Hillary Clinton wore pantsuits all the damn time too, is because when that already is a male dominated field.
Exactly.
Right? So you're already dealing with the sexism from being a woman. You're already dealing with the fact that you're probably smarter than the majority of the men in the room.
Yes.
And men take issue with that.
They do.
So if she showed up in a skirt, we can pretend like it would not be different or not, but a lot more conversation would be based on her appearance
and her legs.
Than her content.
I mean, yeah. So like I say, perception and wording is everything, and presentation is everything. Prime example: when I was watching the last debate, they used the word entanglement. And I laughed because basically I laughed because it just made me realize
They have to be relatable.
no
Current.
Yeah. But I laugh.
But I mean, entanglement is a real word.
No,
Jada didn't make it up.
I know, but I know she didn't make it up. She made it relevant, and also why she made it relevant. She also took her situation and wording the wording that she used. She made it seem more docile than far as in the actual deed of what she did. You looked at it differently, because the usual words of infidelity, cheating, and everything like that wasn't used. Entanglement, like jokes had to be like go look it up or go like just pause for a second. You thought about it differently.
Well, she also said that they were separated at the time, so we all know that whether it's separated or not separated, there's some hanky panky going on out here in the world.
Okay,
but tangling up.
but wording and presentation is everything.
Yeah.
So when I heard it in the debate, it just solidified that to me. Like, okay, like, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to leave that. We're going to get into our first beer tasting.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah. So, for our first beer, we are doing the Three Taverns Enchantress. It is a fruit beer, cranberry flavored, 5% ABV, and it's made here in Georgia. So, we're just going to taste this and just kind of see if we like it, don't like it.
For the boys and girls out there that don't know what ABV is, would you like to tell them? I think that would be a good thing. It is alcohol by volume.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's kind of low.
It's very low, like a Bud Light.
Yeah,
Bud Light low. So
good summer beer.
You're so disrespectful.
Let's taste this one.
Cheers.
Cheers. I get the cranberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get the cranberry.
I'm not really a fan of cranberry. I give this like a 4 out of 10.
I think I give it a 3.
3. What about you, Sub?
A 1.5.
That's fine. Why?
Okay.
I really want to give it a 1.
Why?
Well, give it a 1.
What did you not enjoy about it?
Nothing.
Just curious.
I mean, I didn't enjoy nothing about it. Really.
Okay, there you go.
Well, there you have it.
Word to
What is the name of this? I know that the never.
Three Taverns Enchantress.
I'm sorry, Three Taverns Enchantress, but I'm not a fan.
Oh well. I mean, I'm sure somebody likes it. We don't have to like it.
I'm saying somebody.
I'm sure it's going to hit somebody's palate wonderfully.
They'll love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not us.
So rolling into our next conversation. Do you think that Black people hold on to the crime bill put forth or supported by Joe Biden a little bit too much?
Are you gonna give a little history of the crime bill for the people?
No.
Okay.
Because it just seems like that's the talking point. I mean, basically, it was something that, would like over criminalized drugs. So there was a lot of people getting extreme sentences for nonviolent drug related crimes.
Like the marijuana people that are in jail forever for life for selling some plants.
Right.
That I enjoyed.
Right. Okay, so do you think that Black people are hanging on to that a little bit too much when it pertains to this election here?
Yes.
Are you gonna go first, Beverly?
I did.
Or no, Evan, you go first.
No, go ahead, Beverly.
I think they are. I think that they're just looking for something. Poor Joe.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. We have the lesser of two evils here. So let's find something wrong with Joe. Joe signed off on this bill. He supported this bill. So Joe technically is not for Black people. He's racist. Okay. And that's all they have. Nothing else.
That's it. That is, you hit it like right on the head. For me, I have not heard one other complaint about him other than the crime bill and how he just is for that, and how like that decision, which he has come out several times over saying that was a mistake and that nobody should be in jail for drug related issues or being on drugs or anything like that. He has come out and said that several times over, that he thought that he knows that was a mistake.
And it could be the place in his life where he was passionate about that, or maybe someone that was either in his life or in one of his family members' lives, or who were friends, whatever, that was affected by a drug deal gone bad, or someone that OD'd, or someone that, stole or robbed a bank, or was hurting older people, or selling their children, whatever, all the things that happened with the drug-related offenses. He could have, at that time, been extremely passionate about it and was like, lock him up forever. But, it takes time and maturity, wisdom, to know that not everything that you do at a certain point in your life is correct. People fuck up.
You're right. I don't know.
They do.
There's so many things that I've done in my life that I pray that people do not hold me accountable for 30 years from now. because it's like if everybody out here is just like such a saint and wanted to hang on to like, oh, Joe supported this bill, which I'm pretty sure like everybody at the time did. I don't think anybody voted against it. So it's like he's not the only one, and apparently he's grown since then. And I think that as a community, we have a tendency to not allow people to grow and not allow people to become something different or to make changes.
We're unforgiving.
Yeah,
you know that.
Unforgiving, and I honestly myself, my family calls me hard-hearted Hannah.
Why do they call you that, girl?
Because fuck up, it's a problem. And that problem will be for a minute. It's the worst. Forgiving, and my daughters will be like, my mama, boy, you waiting on Jesus to come for her to forgive you. This is true. I am that way. I've learned over time that I can't always be that way. There are some people that I hold their offenses forever. Yes. Like Cardi B, forever. Yes, I will do it. Yeah. But again, there are certain things, like people are all, I've learned over my years, because, you know, I'm a little lady, that people are at different places and spaces in their lives. Like, I'm not the same Beverly today that I was 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 30 years ago.
You're supposed to grow.
You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to grow. And you know what? Have I made mistakes? Have I wanted to be forgiven? Absolutely. I've done some shitty stuff in my day. When I say it on camera, but I have.
Okay.
But I mean, truly,
I hear you. I hear you.
But
everybody has.
Everybody has.
Every person walking the face of this planet has made a mistake, and one that we probably should have not been forgiven for. So to me, I feel like it just probably a little bit off topic of politics as a whole, but I'm just one of those people that I feel that if we expect for people to forgive us in life, we have to forgive and we have to give grace. To where if we expect that in return.
Give so ye shall be forgiven, yes.
Okay, so what about you, Seth? What do you think?
Oh, me, man. Yeah, so being that, you know, I come from I'm a criminal justice major. So when I look at this, that I got to go all the way back to Prohibition, as far as that America was built on bootlegging. Our forefathers, even though they don't want to recognize that, old money, bootleggers. So then when I think about the drugs and all that, like, who gave us the drugs?
Wait, I'm not understanding. So,
as far as the crime bill, when you said that people get in prison for drugs and everything like that, who gave us the drugs to begin with? The government.
No, I hear you, but that's not necessarily the question.
But no, like, but far as the crime, it leads up. I'm tying it all in.
Oh, okay.
Far as going towards the crime bill, like I said earlier, that I feel like younger people are less affected by it than older people.
Okay.
So far as like when older people, like you lost time with your brother, you lost time with your husband, you lost time with your you lost time from people doing time like that. But then but being that I'm a criminal justice major, I also learned that when people spent time in jail, that was a money thing to have people in prison. So they had this thing called truth in sentencing, basically from the time that you got to the time that you actually did, and it kept rising. It was lower back in the day, then certain bills made it higher. So it basically it just progressed. But at the end of the day, like you said, at one point in time, everybody could have been on board with that. But then people could have seen the error of their ways, like he said he did, and the fact that you got to respect him because he didn't duck and dodge it, he didn't misplace it. He just basically acknowledged, okay, I made a mistake. Okay, but here I am righting my wrongs.
Yeah, which I gotta say, out of the two, he's the only one that has apologized for anything.
Bingo. So therefore, to lead back to what Beverly's saying, how America is on everything, how people are. They pick and choose who they want to forgive and who they want to bash forever. I.e., my boy Michael Vick, shout out, Atlanta, you need to apologize. Yes. So at the end of the day, they need to
apologize for him going to jail.
There's apologize for still dragging him all these years. It's done, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this.
His time.
I am a fan of dogs. Okay, I love me a dog. Love me a dog. I particularly love me a pit bull. My baby dogs, I love them to death. However, what Michael Vick did was wrong. Yes,
He
it
didn't even do
was.
it. His cousin
Hang
did.
on, no. He's still
He was
tied to
involved.
it. He's still
was
involved.
involved.
It doesn't,
involved.
baby.
See,
If I rob the bank and you in
we
the
have
car,
to stop giving a pass
Yes.
when people do fucked up
Yes.
shit.
He was
we have
involved.
to stop giving
He
a
was
pass.
involved.
if he was
Okay.
completely involved.
He was involved.
And so in that, I'm just like, damn, Mike, okay, he went to jail. Did he? Yes, he did his time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he paid fines. It's been forever.
Millions. He paid back over.
I know this. This is what I'm saying. So much time has gone by. Why are we still trying to put the man?
I can't forgive him.
He has to go to prison. But it's okay for you to shoot this girl in her fucking house while she's in the bed. That's okay.
Right.
That's okay.
And then you get to go free.
And you get to go free.
Yeah. When a black life is worth less than a dog's life, that's been an issue. That's a different conversation, different day.
Listen, yes, like come on.
Yeah. So just for the sake of trying to stay on topic
Yes.
here,
All right,
different
good.
conversation, different day. So with all of that, with people being so hung up on this crime bill when it comes to Joe Biden, do you think it's better the fact that Trump is openly racist? I've had conversations with several black men in particular, not singling y'all out, but I've had this conversation a lot with black men, and they say, oh, well, I think, he's so honest about this and that. And I'm like, is that really better? The fact that he's encouraging people to beat you up in the streets and take your lives in the streets, and the fact that he is so fanning flames and pouring gasoline on all this racial tension that's going on, is that really better? Even the one thing that people are saying that Joe Biden is a racist because of is the crime bill. I've not heard anything else. I haven't heard him talking about, like he's not out here, other than him saying the statement about like, oh, you're not black if you
don't
vote for Trump.
vote for me. I was just gonna say.
I thought that was hilarious though, because I kind of feel the same way. So it's only different.
Yeah.
It's only different because he's non-black. But I think the statement is almost it's very valid.
Yes.
Because it's like, what is it that it seems like Donald Trump will just take a few things and parade these black people in front of us and be like, you see, I let out like 11 people. I let out like, I let 11 people out of prison. But then it's like the Obama administration let out over 1,000. So everybody wants to say like, oh, Trump's doing so much for black people. Trump's doing so much for black people because we're hearing the stories, and we have to realize like, above anything else, he's great at like marketing something.
Yes.
Now, whether or not, there's no validity to any of the shit that comes out of his mouth, but he's great at like branding something and repeating the lies so much that people start to believe it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So is it better the fact that he is out here and so openly racist as like the reason that people are able to just bypass that and say, oh, well, I mean, he is who he is, and somehow he's gonna make things financially better for
who?
For black people.
For the rich people?
That's the only one he's looking after, and I'm like,
that's the whole. I mean, but that's the whole thing.
He ain't creating opportunities for nobody.
So that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, I have heard like recently, I heard black people vote for Trump. Like people talking to me, oh yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Oh yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Yeah, like I was just in the barbershop. They say, hey, yeah, they like, hey, did you vote? I'm just looking like, I mean, no, but as a matter of fact, he asked me a question about something, then he said, then out of nowhere, while he was asking me that question, like, hey, did you vote? I'm like, wait a minute, like, I'm just like, you didn't even transition that properly, like, okay, but yeah, I did vote, but then he like, who you voted for? I'm like, oh, hey, hold on, like, yeah, first thing first, you don't mix business with politics, first thing first, but then they like, hey, so then they just like, yeah, it's like, this is a Trump barbershop. So then my homeboy who in the military.
Wait, black barbershop? Black Trump barbershop?
Where is this at? You can't say.
I can't say. But
there's a black Trump barbershop somewhere near here?
Yes.
Like where everybody who works there is a Trump supporter?
Yes.
And they're all African American.
Oh, I mean, well, as far as everybody that was in there, yes.
See, and it's like, that's the whole thing. And that's, black men are the people that put him in there the first time because they didn't go out and vote at all. And they're
the shade.
It's true.
I know.
But you guys are the only ones that are tricked by what he's saying. He's not doing anything to make anybody's life better.
I'm not tricked. I mean, so basically when I first was hearing people, like look, matter of fact, you know what? I can remember a conversation my cousin was having with a guy about voting for Trump, and he was a Trump supporter, and he was saying, far as when Trump get in office,
Your cousin is a Trump supporter too?
uh,
Black?
yeah, like military, the military Trump supporter, because you know that they're
He gave a lot of money and helped them out.
pay,
blah, blah,
pay
blah.
got raised, their
They did.
pensions grew,
Yeah.
and all that. So the military,
Yeah, but then once he starts this next war and they ass is getting shipped over there, they're gonna all be looking crazy.
And then they have bid.
hey, so look, so basically, from a man's perspective, far as okay, if everybody got underlying racism, if he's just coming out racist, he's just coming out saying what he is, and he's not hiding it. That like how they say, like watch your enemies or watch your friends closer, because like they got jealousy and more envy more than the people that you normally know that's against you.
Mm-hmm. See, and I don't hold that against him as a human person. But when it comes to you being the president of the United States, I think that changes it drastically.
Yeah.
So my complaint in no way, shape, or form is about him as a human. It's just about because I think he's a horrible human. Like, probably one of the worst. But as the president, I think that just escalates it 10 times over.
Okay, so time out. So to correct you, the correct thing that you should say, I think that should change how he's viewed far as the president. But basically, you said you said it changes. Like it should changes, but being that it doesn't.
But it does.
It doesn't, because at the end of the day,
it does literally to everybody else in the world.
How did he become president? If we already knew that, if he got behind the whole racist movement, if he pushed the whole MAGA movement, and he still got black people to vote for him. We're gonna have to pause on this
and pick this up in the last segment. So this beer that we're tasting right now is the Southern Tier Pumpkin. Beverly, you're so silly. Lord. So it's 8.6 ABV.
Oh, yay.
And this one is made in New York.
Oh.
So it's it's a pumpkin ale. So cheers.
Pinkies up.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice for the fall. Like if you like pumpkin flavor.
Yeah, that's different.
It is.
That's better than that last.
You didn't even taste it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, see.
Oh, I can taste pumpkin.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh.
Okay, well, we're just going to move on. Okay.
Jesus.
I give this one like a 5.5.
Like, she really getting picking us right now, huh?
It's 0.
0? Okay.
I said it was going to be 0.
Like,
what do you think, Seb?
I was like, compared to the last one, yeah.
Look at his face.
I know. Oh my God. It wasn't poison. It's just like...
I feel like a test subject right now. Like,
but see, you're getting to try beers that you would not otherwise
Drink
try.
some more.
What would you rate it?
I rate it to never drink again.
Heard on that. I like it.
All right. This is our last segment, y'all. We're like almost there. But we do have one last beer to taste after that.
Word.
Okay, so how do you feel about Trump encouraging voter suppression? Oh, that was silent. Well, damn.
Okay. How I feel about
He's
bro.
a bitch. That's how I feel about it. Only a punk.
Well, we know how Beverly feels
like
about
that. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say encouraging voter suppression, are you saying the fact that he was saying that he was holding the second stimulus check, that he was saying that he was holding the second stimulus check until after the election?
Mm-hmm. No, I was talking more so about the fact that he is encouraging poll watchers to go out into Democratic areas and having people like basically intimidating voters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then like making it seem like there was like some email that was sent out by some Trump supporter that was saying, oh, if you vote, we're coming for you, like your name's going to be put on a list, and you know all your crimes or anything that you've ever done is going to come to light.
I've already done my crimes. I've paid for them.
Right.
How did I did the time.
Okay.
Right. But to like a lot of black people that seems fearful to say like your name's going to be on a list.
So the fuck what?
I feel like that.
Look,
Why? Hang on. Why?
you.
No, I'm
Because
saying
you
no,
already
I'm saying like
take this
I
off.
agree
Oh
with
my
you.
God.
I'm saying no, I totally agree. Like I wouldn't care if my name was on any sort of list, anywhere, anytime,
It doesn't
place.
fucking matter because
Not
guess
to
what?
me.
That your name is on a list already.
Right,
You're,
that's
if
why
you're
we're
in
getting
the
all these
criminal
damn
goddamn system.
Black Lives Matter
Man,
texts.
y'all stop texting me. Okay? And the warranty people, leave me the fuck alone. But seriously, like
I don't want people be at you for real.
Yes.
At your neck.
and the neck brace people too. Ain't nobody broken
I haven't
our
got
house.
those yet.
I get them
I
every day.
haven't got,
Do you need a brace? No.
haven't got the neck brace
That's
people.
funny.
Fuck. But like seriously, if I have committed any type of crime,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm an honest individual, I have. I wasn't always a sweet lady. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true.
Beverly.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell nobody. Well, we're telling everybody.
Okay.
So.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. My name is on a list. Guess what? You can Google Beverly Brooks, probably Beverly Terry, because my crimes are all under that name.
Well, hello.
Hello, and find my mugshots. Bing, bang, bang. There's probably 3 or 4 of them. Okay, I'm honest. That's Prince. You know what that is.
You got him up. That's like that.
That's
for real?
my. No, just don't start your shit. Hold on. My name is on the list.
Like you said, submissive man, and
He's
looking
not
to,
submissive.
He's on.
and he's
This is
looking
an
at
album
most
cover.
submissive
We
of
settled down. We
everybody.
ain't talking about that right now.
We're not
Shush.
talking about that.
Listen.
Different conversation.
And he's
different
not
day.
submissive, damn it, at all. That's my dad.
Purple Rain.
Don't start your-
Okay.
He wasn't submissive. Okay.
Lord.
Don't come for Prince while I'm sitting next to you. You don't want it.
No.
I want all the smoke.
No. Sir. Yes, my name is on the list. Everybody's name is on the list. If I got a ticket, my name is on a fucking list.
Yeah.
So why do I care about this fictitious list that's going to suppress my vote all of a sudden when all you have to do is Google Johnny Paul? And Johnny Paul born on 7/13/63 at 2:05 p.m.
Everything is available.
Everything is available. It's right
Everything's
there.
available. Yeah.
So why would, and that goes to show it's kind of like the mountain people that support Trump and their ignorance. That is kind of unfortunately a testament to some of the inadequacies or of the black people that are afraid of that. You have to be slow to not know that your name is already on the list.
Right.
So what?
No, you're totally right.
How would you? I mean, like, really?
Right.
Y'all?
Okay, yeah.
Don't fall for that shit.
Okay, so far
Please don't fall for that.
far as on the list, I'm one of the people who that I heard it, but it went in one ear and out the other. I'm already a black man. I'm already a target. So
Yes.
my name being on the list, whoop de doo. Okay, I mean I'm already dealing with America.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm already dealing with out the door. Like
Yeah.
like that. I don't had several incidents that I had to pause and remember who I was and what was my stature. I'm black. One, I'm not small. One, that my face is not the friendliest face. So like, so yeah. So
Why is it not?
it's not like people tell me that I look like a lot of women tell me. So when I smile and show my teeth and things, women when they talk to me, they like, you know what? I didn't think you had a pretty smile. Like how you have a pretty smile. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, whatever. But far as to speak to that, I had an incident that I was driving and this guy, he came by flying and he had something on the back of his truck and it was hitting the windshield and it kind of like it put a crack in my mama's window because I was driving her car. So when I got close to him, I was finna honk the horn to pull him over, like, hey, like I need your insurance stuff to find out what's going on. But then my next thought was, you know what? Being that it's time presidential, I'm in Georgia, I'm in Valdosta,
Ooh, you in
Quitman.
Valdosta?
So let's think logical and like let's just get a shot at his license plate and just ask your mom about the crack in the window. And when I talked to my mom, she said, "Oh yeah, that's been there." I said, "Okay, I didn't know. I just got the shot of the dude license plate." My initial thought was to pull him over, but then I don't know how people gonna react to it. I mean, to a black man blowing the horn at you.
To anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
to anybody pulling
to
over.
To anybody pulling you over, but to me pulling you over, and I gotta realize I'm not small. I mean, cause black dudes told me all the time, like, hey, yeah, I'm not fighting you, I'm shooting. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, like my
And
Which
you
reminded me
punk.
of a story that I have to tell you later. It's so funny. It's funny. But just remind me afterwards.
But like that's kind of like in my neighborhood, like dudes moved in and they was driving all fast, and I was coming out one day and he was coming in, and he was coming in,
Listen.
Oh, I saw.
and I had to pull my car to the side. But when I did that, this lady had to snatch her kid out the road, and he drove, and I got mad and angry, and I was ready to go confront him, but then I had to pause and think.
Do the beer before we go back into our last couple of topics.
Yes.
So this is the Rogue Dead Guy.
From X-Men?
I'm just gonna blow past that. We're just gonna keep moving. So this is a German style.
Wit? German style wit?
No, it's like a Maybach.
Oh, yes.
Maybach, 6.8 ABV. It's made in Oregon.
Pinkies up.
So let's taste this one.
Cheers.
Pinkies up.
I actually like this
Oh,
one.
this is tasty.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually like this one.
Okay, yeah. So like, a lot of little pops going on.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. This is not fruit or anything, right? So, cause we drank. What's the first drink we had?
Nasty.
Okay.
The first one is what?
See my glasses empty?
Here, girl.
Oh, I can have more?
You can. All right. So, how important is this election to you guys?
Beverly.
She's like, not very.
I mean, like I say,
Would you like a little more?
yeah, I'll take a little
Here, your
more.
glass. I'm not going to reach across you. Okay. Thank you.
Like being that we on camera, I want to keep it PG.
You better do.
Yeah, I am.
Would you care for a little bit more now?
Okay. So, far how important is this election, or should you say how important are they making this election? Because everybody and their grandma is saying that vote. You know, like Snoop Dogg, like Shaq saying he vote. A lot of people are coming out the closet saying they voting for the first time, which I don't fully believe.
I think that's true.
There's
a lot of people
Shaq
have
ain't never
not
voted?
Shaq said he never voted.
I could believe that.
Shaq didn't even vote last time? He didn't even vote for Obama? What?
I think Snoop said. Didn't Snoop say he didn't?
This is a thing, again, back to black men. I don't know what y'all's issue is and why y'all do not
What their
choose to-
issue is.
I'm not saying you particularly. I'm speaking in a general. But I've literally only heard this from black men about not participating in a vote.
I've heard
But then
like-
complaining about everything that happens
Yes.
and then not participating in a vote.
But I mean,
Okay.
because black men feel like that at the end of the day, okay, so like we vote, but the votes are really decided by the electoral colony. So the what is, how do you say
Electoral college.
Electoral.
I'm sorry. I didn't
College.
realize that
I'm
word.
sorry.
It's okay.
I
It's
mean,
not a colony.
He's been drinking bourbon, y'all.
yeah, I've been
college.
drinking bourbon, y'all. I'm
Electoral
sorry.
college.
Electoral colony. I'm sorry.
Still wrong, but we're gonna just keep moving
Electoral
on.
college. I'm sorry.
Okay. Still
What-
incorrect.
What?
But we're just
Okay, hold on, time out. Pause. Wait, hold on, time out.
Okay, hold on,
Oh,
first of all,
time out.
hold on,
Pause.
right
Pause. Like I love that they laughing at me. But correct me. What am I supposed to say?
Electoral
Electoral
college.
college.
there you go.
Okay. So that's what select the president. But that comes from our representatives, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Which is based on
Votes.
the vote.
which is supposed to be based on the vote.
It is based on the vote.
It is based on
These
the
people
vote.
get voted in.
People get voted in,
All
but
the people get voted. Listen, hang on back. Let me start. Everybody gets voted in. Okay?
Okay.
The sheriff gets voted in. The Congress gets voted in. And presidents gets voted in. The mayor gets voted in.
yes,
All the people get voted in
Yes.
that hold office.
yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Now it's up to you to vote them. But if you don't vote for them, guess who gets voted in? The shitty people that we don't want.
Shitty people get voted in anyway.
Now, well, if we all actually voted,
No.
things wouldn't be this way.
No.
Do you know, like in the last,
Very
like
good.
the last presidential election, or even when Obama was running, only like 38% of people voted. It was something like the number that I heard was so insane. So just imagine about
If people
all the
actually
people
showed up.
that actually showed up.
Wow.
So then it's like you can't complain about this and then not vote.
So like
They cut my food stamps.
If you didn't let your voice be heard, this is true. So therefore, the whole thing is far as like you're right. Far as like you can't go out here and bitch and complain about your situation if you didn't take the initiative to let your voice be heard about where you stood at. And like you said, only 30-something% of Americans voted.
Yes.
Like you got Shaq who's this multi-millionaire, saying that he didn't vote.
And he could have his ballot mailed to the locker room and to the house. Anyway. He ain't got
bingo. So how many more people? So these are people. So that leads me to believe people that got money, they ain't got no worries. No matter who wins, that their life is fine. They didn't care. They didn't vote.
That's the new
either.
money people, not the old money people. The old money people understand how elections work. The new money people, all the athletes and the actors and the singers and the dancers, okay, artists and all those other folks. Even some of the investing people, the Wall Street folks, that is new money. They don't have to do it because they got all their money, and until it affects their money, and then they freak out about it. But the elections do affect their money. It affects their rights. It affects their freedom. It affects that of the people that are dear, or people that they don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
It affects everybody.
Yeah, it affects everybody.
It's horrible.
It affects everybody, but at the end of the day, though, people don't rationalize that. People rationalize how Shaq probably rationalizes, like, look, I'm gonna be rich, regardless of who the next president is.
But I don't think that's
change
necessarily the case because he
so
was
like,
old enough
why
to
he didn't vote?
I can't speak for Shaq, but it's plenty. I mean, it's
so
plenty
like
of people,
from a logical standpoint, why do you think he didn't vote?
I know some men
why you
right
think
now,
he didn't vote?
I can't even speak to his mindset.
But if you had to say,
I would not even want to speculate that.
But
because
if
what
you had to
hold on.
say,
what I'm telling you is that I know men that are like in their mid 40s that have never voted.
I'm 32, baby.
I'm just saying, like, it's a real thing. Shaq is not excluded just because he's wealthy. At the end of the day, he's still a person.
He's not excluded, but he didn't vote, so he excluded himself.
What I'm telling you is that there are men that I personally know that are in their mid 40s that have never voted, not one single time in any election.
Yes, this is true.
Ever. And they're all happen to be black men.
And they complain about their Social Security and their pensions.
They complain about everything and complain
about
this
going to prison
and that.
for selling weed.
Right. But then do not participate in the system. And then they complain about like, oh, well, I don't like either one. Well, unfortunately, these are our two options.
That's what I said. We got A and B.
Unfortunately.
So
we can keep trying to buck a system that does not work in our favor, and we can keep trying to say like, oh, well, I don't like these people, so I'm just going to sit it out, and then just take whatever happens to us. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
So, have you guys, or do you plan to vote? I know we're like running super short on time. So
I voted.
You voted?
I did that on 12,
I did too.
I voted too.
Okay.
Did I know everybody on the ballot?
Biden and Camilla. Thank you. I'm not ashamed.
I was about to say I am a proud Democrat, voted Democrat all the way down the ticket, and when there was no option, I wrote in Mickey Mouse.
And I wrote in Jesus.
But anyway,
I wrote in Kanye.
Oh my God. Lord Jesus. Okay.
I'm playing. I ain't right.
I'd rather have Donald Trump than Kanye in the office. I'm sorry. That's saying a lot.
That's
saying a lot.
I think they're pretty close.
Kanye, bless his heart, he don't know what's happening right now. He's not even in.
Do you believe that? No.
They're probably pretty close.
But
anyway, so that is going to end this first ever episode of Cocktails and Convos. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
I had so much fun. So we will be doing this again, and hopefully you guys come back with us. So make sure that you like, subscribe, share this, leave comments if there's anything that you want to talk about. If you want to come on and join, whatever. So I'm open to it. Everything here is on the table. No conversations off limits. So take care. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.